Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Empowerment with Elizabeth. Today I'm here with my sweet new friend Naomi with FSU's Golden Girl Dance Team, and she is going to talk to us about being a collegiate dancer and competing at UDA. So, Naomi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, and I instantly grew up dancing. My mom put me in ballet when I was young, and from that point onward, I lived in Orlando my whole life. And then finally, when I graduated from high school, I moved to Tallahassee to go to Florida State, and now I'm majoring in biology. I'm looking into becoming a dentist, so hopefully that works out for me. And yeah, I've just been in FSU Tallahassee for the past semester now, and I absolutely love it here. So
I love it. I love it. So, talk us through, you mentioned that you've been dancing from a very young age. So, kind of walk us through your dance journey and then, like, from where you started to where it got you now.
so immediately my mom knew that dance was going to be for me because she did try to put me in other things like gymnastics, soccer, and nothing really seemed to click for me. But dance, she definitely saw something was clicking, and teachers liked me. I liked my teachers, and it just really not only taught me like certain values of dance, but it taught me certain values of life. And as I got older, I grew to appreciate them more and more. And not to mention the incredible connections I've made through dance, whether it be the friends I've made and the teachers that have absolutely taught me everything. I have to give it up to my studio that I only went to one studio for my whole life, and they taught me everything. And I appreciate that they're a very technical studio because I took my technique that I learned from studio and made it into something more, which was dance team.
I
So
love that.
yeah.
I love that. So, talk about, why you specifically chose FSU over, college XYZ.
So I was always looking into FSU. I definitely wanted to stay in state because I love being closer to home. And I just like FSU's atmosphere. They do have obviously good academics for my specific major, which definitely helped with choosing, made it easier. So when I got into FSU, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, what am I going to do with dance? Am I going to take it on in my future? Am I going to just let it be in my past? Sorry.
You're good.
I'm so
Are you in your
sorry.
dorm?
I'm in like a study room and my RA
That's
just
very
knocked on
college.
it. It's very college. Yeah, I had to leave my dorm. But back to what I was saying. I initially I was in the back of my mind, I wanted to continue dancing. I didn't know if it wanted to be professional or on a dance team or just recreational. And once I got into FSU, I was looking into Golden Girls, but I wasn't super confident in myself, so I wasn't just gonna like go off on a limb automatically. But then I guess it was a sign from the universe that I really should have considered it early on because a girl from the team, she contacted me through Instagram and she asked if I was interested in Golden Girls. I did not know this girl. I don't know why she found me, but I took that as a sign. I was like, you know what? I am interested and I should really take on this opportunity. And from that point on, I started the recruitment process and here we are. So that's where we are now.
I love it. I love it. So, talk about what you did to prepare for college team auditions.
To prepare for the auditions was not as nerve-wracking as I would have thought because it is what it is. If my talent isn't what they're specifically looking for, then I can't blame myself over that because certain teams do look for certain qualities in a dancer. FSU specifically, I needed to brush up on my hip hop because I'm more of a technical dancer, but I think I did well in highlighting my strengths in both styles. So preparing for that wasn't too horrifying, I would say. And another important aspect is being able to communicate and how you deliver your personality and like your aspects of who you are as a person, because they're not only looking for dancers, they're looking for people who can be kind and give off a good face for FSU. So
Yeah, that makes sense. So talk about, you guys just competed at UDA. So talk about, what a normal UDA nationals practice looks like leading up to nationals.
So we have a system right before nationals, as well as a lot of other teams do, where we only focus on these two dances for practically a month straight. And we eat, sleep, breathe these two dances. And every day we come in with a certain agenda. So we want to get this done. We want to work on this section of the dance, or we need to fix the turns. We need to clean up the section. Every day is something different. And it almost seems like it's a never ending list. But then obviously, the closer and closer we get to nationals, the more secure we feel in our routines. So a typical practice would definitely look like at first walking through the routines, just getting them in our brain, having a first run of the day. And that's kind of our like first draft of the practice. And we kind of look at it, see what's wrong, what's looking good, what's needs improvement. And then we take that and use that as like our draft for what we need to work on that practice, work on that stuff. And then towards the end of practice, we film another video and then we reflect on like how well we did, if we still need to improve. And obviously, you have to take into consideration we do work on cardio heavily, because in order to get through a nationals routine, you need to have good stamina. And it doesn't just come that easy every day. It's definitely a challenge, but you get through it and it's honestly so worth it.
Yeah, I love that. So talk about, your least favorite and your most favorite parts about being a collegiate dancer. And let's start with least favorite.
Least favorite. I was never really a huge like game day person. I did game day in high school and I thought it was fun, but it wasn't as technical as it is in
Sure.
college. So we weren't really looking out for palm technique in high school as much. And when I got to college, I thought it was fine. And then I came to learn that I definitely need to improve in palm technique and be more, game day ready. And I was shocked with how, intense game day can be, because it doesn't seem like it on the field, but it really is. I think it's underappreciated and underrated, because it does require a lot of technique and thought and memory. Like you have to memorize 20 plus sidelines and band dances. And I feel like it's incredible that we can do all of that on the little part of the field that we get. But I've come to learn love it more. But in the beginning of being a collegiate dancer, game day was definitely where I struggled the most. So
Yeah, what about your favorite part?
my favorite part, I think, is nationals, because just the whole prep for nationals, although it's insanely hard and tiring, and sometimes I question if I am even want to do this anymore. Like, let's be real here. It's always so worth it once we hit that stage together, because no matter how we do, and like obviously we're always shooting for one goal and we're trying to do better than the year before, but at the end of the day, if we know we did our absolute best and we put the best routine out there with all of the practices we've had, like there's really not much I could ask for, and it's the most fulfilling feeling ever. Like nationals is something that I just wish I can experience for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, that's your favorite part. So talk about, what your backstage ritual is, both as a team and as an individual.
As a team, we definitely run through the dances in our head. Like, and we do circles where we do just facials, very little movement, just to get in the zone of like what the dance means and what we're trying to project to the audience. And we do it's not necessarily a full out run, but it's as much as we can give in that moment, just to like get all the nerves out. And then once we get backstage, it's usually a long waiting process backstage, which kind of gives a lot of people anxiety right before we go on. So we try not to have any awkward silence, or we're always moving, always talking, encouraging each other. And personally, I just like to I don't like to show my anxiety on the outside. I'm more of like an internalized anxious person. So I just kind of reassure myself in my head, go through the dance, try not to like look at any other teams because they can psych me out. And I like to like shake it out right before I get on. Like it's really nothing too complicated, but it's just the little things that get me ready and in the zone because there's so much going on backstage. It's quite overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, our final question. If you could give one piece of advice to a girl auditioning for Golden Girls this upcoming year, what would it be?
I would say that you need to really understand what your strengths are in all styles and deliver what makes you a special dancer because I feel like there's a misconception between how dance teams look for like dancers that all dance the same. Although that's like looks good on stage, we also look for girls that have something that they can bring to the table that's unique and different because that's what makes teams stand out and that's what teams as a whole can work up to. So if you have something that makes you a special dancer, that's so important to bring up and highlight in your audition videos or in your interviews. Like that's what highlights you as a person and as a dancer for sure.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, just being a smart dancer, really. Well,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
so
for
much,
sure.
Naomi, for coming on and chatting with us about your experience as a college dancer and your dance journey in general.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. And I will see the rest of you guys on our next episode. Bye, y'all.